of course, not the same amounts that we were when we were sitting at 10 to 20 million, of course. But looking at the market condition, that's also affected a lot by several projects are down like horribly. As most of you guys know, like BNB is down almost 2 to 3 times what it used to be. So hopefully in the next week or so, we should see a recovery, which will affect a lot of projects like ours. But again, there's no guarantee that any of that happening, what's going on in the current climate. I will say I'm optimistic that being the case. But we just have to just wait and see what happens there. But I know people come in here and say like, oh, why is this project down? I'm like, everyone just go look at the current climate. A lot of projects are down, and some are not just down. Some have actually, to my surprise, I've not had time to pay attention to all this. Some have actually been, unfortunately, suffered with flash loans, which is a whole different other issue in the crypto space where they pretty much have almost been wiped out. So yeah, that's it. We're currently sitting at 1.2 trillion. It's 1.2 million market cap. Some other updates: we currently have 16,000 addresses, and with the cheap, I would say, airdrops that I've been facilitating to some of the top searched projects out there, I think our total number of addresses have increased anywhere between 500 to 1,000, and we've only done those for the last 2 days. So I believe that's getting attention, and the amounts are so minuscule that it's just enough to get the name out there. Just a cheap marketing thing to do. And if some of you don't know what that is, they call it like a vampire marketing attack, where you essentially just give someone a little bit of your tokens to actually make them, either go buy more or even go for the process of selling them. But either way, they're going to be aware that it exists. So a few other statistics or just facts that are going on. Our current dead wallet, where the tokens are burned at, is currently at 23 trillion. Additional tokens have been burned. So that means that 32.3% of our supply is currently burned, gone forever. So that's good. And the larger that wallet gets, the faster it burns, because it gets the 5% burn. 3.2% of that 5% goes towards that wallet. Well, 32% of that goes towards that burn wallet. So that's pretty much it on this statistics. We're still waiting on a number of things. I'm hoping, in the next week or so, we should see a listing on CoinMarketCap. That's one of the next big things in the works. I had a meeting, Nadine and I, with Bitmart, their listing agent, the other day, and we basically, they told us that you meet all the criteria to get listed on this exchange. It's just one little thing that we need additional to get on there. They said, unfortunately, because you are a deflationary token, we've had to raise the standard that deflationary tokens need to have 80,000 users or wallet addresses. So once we reach, that achievement of having 80,000 wallet addresses, we can get listed on Bitmart. So I will say that this is going to be this will really be helpful. The community get really involved in this to help us add these users, not just something that we can, throw marketing funds at, because as we mentioned earlier, and as everyone knows, we're down to about we get 5.2 trillion tokens released from marketing. So roughly that's around, if you liquidate it at our current market cap, is about $8,500, $9,000 after fees, I believe. It can vary around that. So YouTubers usually charge about $1,500 to $2,000, and TikTok there's really about $1,000 to $1,500. We have to be really careful about like how much of that we put towards paid marketing. And I know someone's mentioned before too, the idea of billboards. I don't know where everyone's at, but here in Chicago at least, billboards run between $1,000 to $5,000 for a billboard. So I'm thinking that the cheap airdrop technique is kind of the best option right now while we wait for this climate to turn around a little bit. Maybe once we get back to 5 million or 10 million, it will make more sense to release some of those funds towards a YouTube campaign or a TikTok TikToker or someone with Instagram. But right now, just in my view, it doesn't make too much sense right now to liquidate just to get $8,000 out of the available 10% release to throw towards YouTubers that would promote our project to people that are in tokens that are seriously down right now already. Like, why would someone leave, for example, Pancake, which is down to, I think last time I checked, $10, $11 per token? Why would they sell at a 3 to 4x loss from where they had a week ago to hop into our project? So anyway, that's what I had to add right now. Any questions or stuff about that, please let us know.
Hey, Mikey.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. Been looking at the update on the site under Q3 2021. You've got TasteNFT marketplace launch, marketing campaign, and then the third thing added, which says partnering with dining and hospitality services. I'm just trying to understand what that meant.
Yeah, Nina, we're gonna talk about that.
Sure. Yeah. So some folks came up to us and threw out the idea that actually taste as a token would match really well with like gastronomy. And we think that's a really good idea. And so I think that's something that we want to pursue and actually try to partner with some, like, maybe they're not as big as Grubhub, but like online catering services, and try to get them involved into letting our token to be a payment methods on these platforms. Mm-hmm. We're also looking into so-called coins payment, which is a service that websites can use to accept crypto as their payment methods. The key thing there is that you need about like $5,000 volume per month. So we need to make sure that we can achieve that. Otherwise, it's going to get really expensive. So that's how we think like we could like involve more use case for our tokens, and it would really match nicely with our name, even though it's not like related to the central art theme, but it's a taste thing in a different way and could really add use case to the token.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely as Nina to point out. Yeah, this adds another use case, and there's a point out, coin payments is just one like platform that we could additionally get our token listed on. And just the details on that, and again, it's $10,000 to get listed on coin payments, and then yeah, you need to have 5,000 per month in volume. Otherwise, they're going to tack on an additional $10,000 per year for your for the volume not being there. But so if that's something that we want to pursue, and I think it's a good idea to pursue later on, so that people can actually that have their own businesses and that are already using coin payments and using cryptocurrency as a payment, we can actually say, hey, our token is listed on coin payments. Why don't you enable our token too to be accepted for whatever you guys are selling? And a big thing actually would be using that actually for in the food industry if that comes up. So that's why it's out there towards later on, after we're also looking into the tier 1 and tier 2 exchange listings. But it's something that's definitely on our radar because we think it could be a huge additional use case for the platform for the token in the future.
Thanks, guys.
So I noticed that there's a few more come in. So any other questions or want to know?
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, how's it going? Yep.
Yeah, very well. You're saying, Jay's taking a step back for a while. I think a lot of his communication through those AMAs and, at least the daily updates were super good, even in periods where, not much happens. It's nice, I think, to just have communication. Is that something that's going to keep up going forward?
Yeah, so actually, I don't know if everyone here participated in the last Friday AMA that I had done. We're actually going to start doing video AMAs actually starting next Sunday, Nadina and I, where we'll more collect information that's going on for the week, because as Jay, or actually I think he pointed out on Thursday too, and I pointed out too on Friday, a lot of stuff actually that happens doesn't change a lot throughout every day to day. So meetings with development, waiting on Certec to release our audit, exchange listing updates, what's currently going on in the market. Usually a collection of information like that takes a few days. And also we're noticing too that a lot of folks were skipping a few days here and there and then just wanting a recording of it actually. But then sometimes information that we're putting out there is just a repeat of what happened the day before, because how much stuff changes in a day, essentially, when you're waiting for, we'll get like when CMC or when coins bit, but like stuff like that takes, unless you like seriously figure out how to fast track it, it can take several days to happen. So there are a lot of bigger projects that do like weeklies on Sundays, like for example, SafeMoon, they do theirs every single Sunday. And I know that a couple of the projects I'm part of, they do them like on Saturdays or Fridays. So I think a weekly one where we basically have, essentially more news, to present to the community actually will be better overall.
Yeah, no, cool. I absolutely agree with that. There's definitely a way, the effort going into it doesn't really pour much in, but it might be worth like pinning a post or something. We're transitioning to this sort of communication.
Definitely. And yeah, I think that's definitely going to be good because I don't know how beneficial it is to not just, your time, but our time. We have everyone come to an AMA, and all it's going to be is that we're essentially still waiting for CMC to launch, or waiting for XYZ to happen with development, or just talking about the market conditions. But we want to make sure that we're being respectful of everyone's time and actually have really good updates for you guys to have too. Like there's a lot of things in the works happening right now, but I think I agree too, though. It'd be good for the community to I'm going to put a few updates out, let them know that, hey, this is what we're transitioning to, because I think it's only like 20 or so people that participated in the last 2 AMAs that we had on Thursday and Friday. So there's probably a decent amount of folks in the community that just unfortunately aren't aware. Like even today, right now, we have 15 participants in this audio chat out of 6,000 plus in the community. So yeah, definitely get, there's to be more smoother transition period. And yeah, it has been going on for a week too. So people get used to a certain thing, and change takes a minute to readjust to.
Just one suggestion on that I've seen on other sites is that there is a way that you can put a countdown on the chat of when it's going to open. So when you log in, it actually has it, you click on it and it says AMA will launch in 1 hour and 16 minutes or 2 days and 15 minutes. So it sort of gets awareness so people can program that into their calendar.
I appreciate that. I'm going to chat with you to figure out how to do that. Yeah, any other questions? I know we have a few more people in here now.
Hey, Mac, I have a quick question. Is there any upcoming plans for marketing, or is it you guys just waiting for the markets to all sort of stabilize?
No. So I don't know if you heard what we said earlier, but yeah, we do have plans for marketing. We're doing marketing stuff right now. We're doing the airdrops to some of the larger crypto communities, like the recent ones that have happened, SafeMoon and Pancake Swap, and there will be several others. And they've got a decent amount of reactions from what I'm seeing online. But to be frank, I don't see a lot of people wanting to jump from the project that they're in into another project right now, because everyone is down. Like I honestly, this is not the only project that I am, even though I'm the founder of it, but I have projects actually, like for example, Litecoin, that I'm invested in, and it wouldn't make any sense for me financially to remove all my Litecoin and throw it into another project, because it's down from like 400 to like 120 bucks less than my check. And I think that's just the current feel of the entire crypto space. Like people aren't really moving from one project to another. They're holding because they're waiting for their gains to come back a little bit, or at least spike up, so they can go into another project that hasn't spiked up yet. So spending a lot of money on marketing, and basically the money would come from the marketing wallet at a price of 1.2 million market cap. So we're only going to get about $8,000 versus, you guys know the math on this, 5.2 trillion tokens, that is $8,000 at $1 million. Well, that means that it's $80,000, at 10 million. So does it make sense to spend, $5,000 or $8,000 now to market the folks that are probably not going to move from where the hell they're at? Or do we wait? you know,
Yeah, I
I want to
totally
know you
agree,
guys'
mate. I
honest
think the
opinion
whole
on that.
markets right now are just a bit
Yeah, and
iffy.
we
No one.
also, sorry, go ahead if you
No, you
want to
go.
add.
I'm finished.
Yeah, so we're actually thinking of using this time where it's like not much activity overall. Like actually, we tried to use that time to get organized better because we've been like fairly busy in this first week, and it was quite a bit of a little bit unorganized, like with mods and people that want to contribute into marketing. So we can use really this time to get like really good organized, come up with a good marketing strategy, and so that we're like really ready when it kind of picks up again.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just Nina's saying it lightly, but essentially from like launch day till about Tuesday or Wednesday, we didn't sleep. Between the messages in the community, and we went from like 300 people to about 6,000, and there were a number of you guys, you know, messaging us directly, and also marketing folks messaging directly, and we, you know, had to filter all that out from like who's legitimate, who's not. And unfortunately, as some of you guys know that have been maybe launched your own project or participated, but there's a lot of scammers out there, and it was very like complicated filtering through. Like I'm going to say like just on the tech rate and Certec side alone, I basically dealt with about 30 different scammers claiming to be with tech rate, claiming to be with Certec. And it was a long damn process of verification and figuring out who's who. And the same thing actually was happening with exchanges. Like what did we get, like 10, 20 messages from like Bitmart and Upbit and coins like, and we were already working with CoinsBit, and like we're getting messages repeatedly to like, oh, we're waiting on this. And so like it's I know the market is down right now, but it's actually giving us time to like take a step back, reorganize, figure out exactly where everything's moving forward, and just kind of restructure things. So like I want to say directly it's a good thing actually that, you know, what's happening currently in crypto space. But now that we have time to get like everything, our ducks in a row, when things turn around, I think this is gonna like just explode upwards. Like there's a lot of things that are gonna happen in the near future, like between, you know, getting launched on a an NFT marketplace by June, being visible on CoinMarketCap, having a like Certec audit, which is like, you know, I think the most legit. Like tech rate is good, but I guess there's a reason why Certec costs thousands of dollars more than tech rate. But yeah, all those pieces together, I only see like, you know, only going up from here, you know, essentially. And there's a lot of things that are really, really down right now. But yeah, spending marketing funds at the rate that they are, because yeah, remember this, the marketing funds are in the token. So the marketing cap is at like I said before, and I reiterate this, is at 1 million. Then if we see ourselves going to 10 million, 20 million, 30 million in the next few months, you know, that's 20, 30x what we're wasting on marketing. So I think we got to be really sensitive to like where it goes essentially versus what it can be used for in the future. Because like, come on, if we spend $8,000 on out of the marketing, if I take the entire 5.2 trillion and we pay what, I don't know, shit, what, 3 YouTubers to make videos to like promote TasteNFT, and they probably do a hell of a job. You know, we get a few folks in here to, I don't know, maybe 200-300 people more in the Telegram from doing that. Like I know several YouTubers that could probably do that. But like if it goes, I don't know, hell, in a month's time, then we essentially, and it goes back to 10 million, we just spent $80,000 on YouTubers. You know, does that make sense? Like honestly, I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, another thing we've been working on, we've been working with also someone from the community to really get up like data analysis on marketing, so we can actually better like get a better understanding where people come from that are interested in our token, and that we can target better like folks that might be potential investors. So we've been working on that, and that will continue, which is pretty much independent of like any funds that are available or the current market. So we're working on that too.
Yeah. So yeah, we appreciate everyone's marketing ideas, and we totally welcome them. I think what we're working on now is like trying to organize all these thoughts from you guys into one area. we are basically organizing the mods and the team and the admins all together so that, and there's a Reddit team, there's a StockWits, there's folks that post on Twitter. Someone mentioned to me yesterday that they actually took it upon themselves, and I appreciate it. They set up a YouTube channel to post these audio recordings, which is very useful. So I want to point out too that a lot of this actually, the movement in this project happens from the community. Like Nadine and I do have like access to the marketing funds when they unlock, but that's fully transparent, and it doesn't make any sense, not just for us, but you guys to utilize that when it's down at a certain point. So if there is stuff that, you guys think, oh, we should do this with marketing or do that with marketing, please just bring it up. But all at the same time, we'll be real with you, just be real with us that this is currently what it's worth. And if we do this, is the return, is it beneficial overall to the project? So anyway, that's kind of all I had on that. And I'm rambling a little bit. So anyone else free to talk if you have any questions.
Hey, Mikey. Good evening, man.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man. I missed the beginning of the AMA, so just wanted to ask, why did Jay take off for now?
Yeah, sure. You want to talk about it, Nadina?
Sure, yeah. So basically the whole team, as it developed, was just like grew organically. Like people came up to us, volunteered to contribute. So did Jay. And like a week in, so we kind of were thinking about and trying to figure out how to compensate people for their work, because we really appreciate everyone that helped so far. And so with Jay, unfortunately, he wasn't happy with what we were able to offer at the current market. So he had to reassess and came to the conclusion that for him, having a real world job as well, it doesn't make sense for him to kind of continue at the same rate as he has been, if we only can like give him the amount we offered. And so that way we kind of decided to basically that he's going to step down from his position. And yeah, that's totally fine. We understand that like everybody has different, everybody's in a different situation. We don't really know like how his financial situation is also based on the current market. So that was his decision. But yeah, that's basically the reason why he decided to step down.
Yeah, and just gonna point out, like everyone can see the current the marketing wallet and the amount of it is, and it was just unfortunately with the current climate, the amount that it would have been about a little bit less than half of currently what's available in the marketing wallet. Would have needed to have been liquidated. And so we just openly mentioned that because currently that's where it is. Like it's not, if we were sitting at $10 million market cap, it would have been a much smaller percentage. But we just felt like liquidating that much of the available marketing wallet right now just didn't make a lot of sense to do so. And as Nadina mentioned it, like no one really mentioned, there's a lot of mods in here and there's some admins, a lot of even people that are not even mods or admins, just helping with stuff. And this was kind of our way to just reaching out to several people in the community to say, hey, how do we try to could we compensate somewhat actually? Because we see some people actually are working, harder. Other people don't want anything. Like there's a lot of people actually that don't want anything. They're just happy to be involved and, just be a mod in a project at its very early stage. But we reached out and we just kind of asked, what type of number would be, possible. And then it just didn't make sense. And if we would have, there would have been a decent drop in the current market cap. Just being real with you guys, that's what would happen.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. It's very hard for now, seeing that Bitcoin and BNB is down to something like that. So yeah, hopefully when we Bitcoin does good again in BNB, we might be able to take Jay back in. But I think for now it's the right decision. So yeah, diamond hands.
And just want to point out, we didn't ask anyone to leave. Like, there's other wells that have actually sold, and I've said this a couple times. If you come into our project and you make profit and you feel like selling, and don't feel like it's like, oh, we don't want you back, get the hell out of here. No, we understand people have different situations while they need to sell. So I just want to point out and make very clear, we are not saying that Jay had to leave or that we want him to leave or that he's not welcome to being here at all. He's totally is, and any well for that matter, or anyone for the matter that actually has sold. I don't want anyone to feel like they don't need to be here. Because like I've been in several other projects where I was a fairly large holder of the token, and I saw it was fairly normal for whenever someone sold that hold a lot of tokens, it was a lot of hatred towards that holder for selling for whatever reason they sold. Now maybe they have another project they're invested in that dropped like 70-60% and they saw an opportunity and they sold to go jump into that. Who the hell knows? But I don't think it's healthy or even beneficial to the project long term to ostracize people that could later come back and reinvest in your project. So I just want to make sure that's clear, that at least me and Nadina are not saying anyone has to go. They're totally welcome to stay or sell if they need to, and then come back if they want to. So.
Yeah, there was this Indian guy, right, that went into pre-sale but then sold, and I thought I read something about his wallet being locked to buy in more, but not sure if that's the case. But just wanted to say that.
We didn't lock any wallets of anyone.
Yeah, we haven't locked anyone's wallets or locked anything. No, everything.
I know that you guys didn't do it. I thought did like that, but I know you guys didn't do that, so no worries.
It's decentralized, so no one. Sorry,
yeah, no one
say,
can lock anything.
Yeah.
Maybe someone locked someone out of one of the mods. Maybe could have. I know they deal with a lot. There's a lot of, especially during the Moonshot Monday. I was keeping a little bit of an eye on that. We had a decent amount of people, unfortunately, coming over from the other community and spreading a decent amount of FUD in the community. And I know the mods were kind of working overtime with trying to handle that situation. So in that sense, mods and some admins do have rights actually to block people from the chat. So that might have been, maybe that's what transpired. But in regard to like blocking people from like our project, it's decentralized. Like, and anyone can set up a wallet. Like, hell, I can set up another wallet right now and go buy, and anyone can do that. So there's no, I don't know, Devoid. Is it possible to know someone's connects? I don't think it's possible to do that anyway. So to block an unknown wallet,
you can't. No, you can't. You can block an exchange. Can block a wallet from depositing money into an exchange, but this is DeFi, so no, nothing. Whatever you've heard, that doesn't sound right. It sounds like it's probably got a bit mixed up in translation.
Yeah. That's not possible.
Definitely can't block any wallets. Like, everyone's welcome. And as far as I know, when I'd spoken to Jay's still holding. Like, Jay's a pretty busy guy as it is, and this was taking its toll on him as well. So.
Yeah. Him and I had a conversation on him and I had a conversation on, I think it was Wednesday. And I knew I wasn't sleeping, because of all the messages. I literally, it took, some people were messaging. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I know it's been like a day, but I literally have hundreds of these things. Actually, there's another gentleman that helps out, Jack Black. I just started just auto forwarding all the marketing stuff to him because I couldn't get through all the other messages that were coming in from folks. And if I was getting these messages, I can only assume Jay was getting them too. And so I was like, you know what? I think we need to actually start moving. This has been the first talk of actually moving the AMAs to like a Sunday thing, because a lot of the questions we were getting, we noticed that were repeat. They're the same things over and over again. And I think that's what happens when you go from like a community of like 300 people to like 6,000 in a matter of days, that you're going to get there's going to be a lot of organization issues initially coming up. And so that's another thing I point out again. We've only been around 7-8 days. So a lot has happened in a very short amount of time. And this is combined with the current market climate, and there's a lot of damn negativity out there because a lot of things I hold, like I think my portfolio, is dropped, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm pretty sure all you guys have too. Not lost, but actually it's reduced in fiat value, a lot of money in the last several days, and so that causes a lot of negativity in several communities, and people need to take a break from that sometimes, and it's not really anything you do because you feel like you're trying everything but nothing's working because no one wants to move from the current bag that they're holding, as I mentioned before, to go buy something else because then they are selling at a loss. Like right now I have Litecoin, and I was sitting pretty at like $400 per Litecoin like a few weeks ago. Well, shit, now it's worth like $128. I'm not going to liquidate that to go toss it in another project. No, I'm going to wait until it goes up a little bit. And everyone has the same mentality. Who's going to liquidate one token at a severe loss to go jump into another token when they can just wait for the other one to turn to value? So that's why I'm saying, like, marketing right now to try to push people to abandon ship is going to be a little bit of a difficult process, at least in my opinion.
I agree, man. I agree. I'm totally with you guys, and it's a hard time, but we'll get past.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. I've seen some other projects that sometimes I hop into other communities, communities that I'm part of, and it's dark, guys. Like the things that are going on in there, especially like with Borg Finance and Pancake Bunny, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know how that stuff even happened. How it's even possible to happen. But, we have a plan to develop an NFT marketplace in the very near future. A lot of things have been happening very quickly with like getting listed on CoinGecko, getting the tech rate audit, CertTech, whenever they get their act together, that's going to happen too. But, you got most of you guys know that have been here for a while. My partner and I are extremely transparent on what we're doing and what we plan on doing. We feel like, having the marketplace set up to utilize, the Taste token is going to be a big damn deal. This decentralized marketplace. And even like today, we're talking about on a walk. It's like, well, we weren't really planning on like it'd be artists that would have their art, or content creators that have their art on the marketplace that would be like trading back and forth. But I don't know if everyone knows this, but technically, if you want to participate in the marketplace, you can. You can create your own content and put it on the marketplace and sell it for Taste tokens. It's not going to be, only like this tier 1 level artists that can put their content on the marketplace. It's going to be open to everyone. And so we're like, this is going to be a big deal, come in June. And like right now, we're riding this low wave of the crypto space being, everything is just down right now. And people are talking about, Bitcoin's gonna go to 20K or 25K or something like that. And BNB, I think it kissed below $200 per token. And that's just the position that we're in right now. But I think as things start to level off, and even if we stay in this low point for a while, eventually people are going to start looking at other options to move into. Maybe they're inside of a token that has zero utility in the future. And they're like, why the hell am I holding this, I don't know, chubby Doge token or Dr. Doge token? I've seen several Doge tokens, like 100 of them. And they want to move into a token that has potential utility. And ours, comes on the radar. So I think that's where we're headed. I think we're heading up. It's just going to take a little bit of time, actually, because you can't. I've tried to rush and pressure like development a little bit to get things done faster, and they're doing things, I guess, as fast as they can. But there's a lot of things that take time to do this, like the CMC listing. Like it can't happen any faster than it currently is. Yeah, and there are exchanges that we're looking into. Several. I've applied to Gate.io, Whitebit, Bitmart. But yeah, they, like Bitmart, for example, and some of those other ones, they have certain requirements. And I feel like in this time where everything is low, the best thing that the community can help with is, for starters, getting the wallet addresses up. And that can be something as simple as, if you guys have, I say this several times, you have 20 friends, have them invest $1 each into Taste. And if our entire community did that, we'd be at 120,000 plus addresses right now. And then when it comes to marketing, how big of a marketing thing is it if we pop on the Bitmart, you know? And that's something that I think is absolutely doable. That's why, I decided to go with the airdrops, because making people aware of Taste and then getting them to actually put a little bit in, just a tiny amount, just a taste, will increase our number of holders, which will have us meet our requirement for Bitmart and a lot of these other exchanges actually that are now requiring a certain number of holders to get listed on there. So I think that's the biggest marketing thing we could do right now, cheaply, but at the same time, very effective.
So does anyone have any questions for Mikey? Now's the time.
Yeah, if you're gonna ask me a question, do it now. Don't be messaging me afterwards. And be like, I'm not replying back. I'm sending out a dinner right now.
Yeah, one more question, Mikey. I was just thinking about the market, and I think we're still in a bull market, but a downward trend. How do you feel about it?
So I've been trying to pay attention to the news, everything that's going on right now with the SEC and the IRS, and they're talking about how they're going to start monitoring transactions of $10,000 or more, reporting. I do think that we will go down a little bit more, just with all the negative stuff that's coming out there. And then, of course, everyone's paying attention with the stuff that's going on with Elon Musk and his obsession with Dogecoin. So I think the market's been kind of like rocked at its core. But I think once things settle down, I believe that the return upward will happen unexpectedly, and it'll happen fast. So I believe a lot of whales right now are in this accumulation phase where people have been scared to liquidate their positions, and it's just how the rich get richer. But I do believe actually when the bull run does start, going back up, it's not going to be much of a warning. It could take a day or two. We'll be back at $60,000-$70,000 per Bitcoin, and it'd be shocking, in my opinion, not financial advice, but in my opinion, I think that's what's going to happen. There won't be, something that happens over a long period of time.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Thank you for the answers.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, and that's a lot of people are going to miss out of it, because if they pull their money out and put it into fiat, and I think it was in 2017, the exchanges ran into an issue where they couldn't even process orders. Hell, not even recently, a lot of folks were experiencing not being able to withdraw BNB from Binance. So I honestly think, people say like, it really benefits the holders. Well, it really does, because if you stay where you're at in any project you're in, you don't have to deal with, the delays in transaction times if there is, too much volume happening. So it's hard to do. They call it like diamond hands, but like, yeah, I totally see how people that hold are the ones that make the money later on. And like in anything you're sitting in, because like, oh, I'll just put it into my checking account and then wait until things have to turn around. Shit, by the time things turn around, it's going to take you a day or so to get your money back in, and then by then it might be too late to like catch the spike. So anyway, that's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to happen eventually, but when it does, it's going to happen fast. Oh, I want to add too, because we have 15 people in here. If there's anyone that feels like they want to be more involved or want to participate in the project, and they feel like just messaging in a Telegram group randomly is not really utilizing their skill set, please message me or Nadina and say, hey, can I help out with being a mod? Can I help out maybe with some marketing ideas? Can I help out with some potential like Twitter posts, or hell, even something as simple as I got a YouTube channel with like 1,000 subscribers. How would you feel about, we talked about making a video together? Anything like that. You know, I want people to feel like they can be involved. They don't have to wait. Don't wait on us to say you guys can do something. Please feel free to reach out with an idea, you know, so we can move forward. Like I think that's probably the best way for the community to be involved. Like I enjoy all the random photos and GIFs that float around in the channel. They're comical, but that really keeps things contained within inside of our community. So I think ideas that involve reaching out to other folks out there. And it can be as simple as, hey, I know you're doing airdrops, Michael. How about this project? You know, how about doing one for them? And then if I do an airdrop, for example, I did one with Pancake Swap. There's a post on Twitter. You guys can go and share the hell out of that thing to all the Pancake Swap holders, and that just makes, what it's gonna make them do is gonna make them check to see if they got any taste in their wallet. You know, stuff like that is big to like make awareness, because like when things turn around, it only benefits everyone if there are more people not just invested but aware of this project. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave the chat open for about another 5 minutes, see if you guys have any additional questions. And then I think after that, I'm gonna sit down for dinner. So 5 minutes, any questions, bring them up, let me know.
Some people don't like to chat as well, Mikey, so they might even DM you. So maybe check your DMs, see if anyone's asked you a question there. Some people are scared to talk, or they can't talk, you know, they might be at work.
Yeah, let me see here if I'm gonna set anything directly.
Is there any questions? You can either DM Mikey if you didn't want to ask in public. Now's the time.
Let's see. HR says, if I hold taste, do I still get an airdrop? Oh, I think you're talking about the NFT airdrop that's going to be happening next week. I want to reiterate too, what do we have, like 70, 80 people that signed up for that, Nadina? The airdrop that's on Friday for the NFTs?
How many?
I think it's 80 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to, if anybody could like share that out more, that's inside the 10 messages. That is still happening on Friday. So unless the 80, if more people don't sign up, it just makes it more for those that have. So I want to make sure everyone's aware of that as much as possible, so that it's not Saturday. Yeah. Hello?
When is this coin going to go up?
Yeah, that's a loaded question. Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about the current market and everything that's going on with the project. I can't give a direct answer towards when this is going to go up. If someone comes in there with a few $1 million and invests, well, it's going to go up a lot. But right now, I'm going to guess that a lot of people in this current market climate do not have much money right now, because their investments in every other project that are in are down about 4 to 6 times what their initial investment was a few weeks ago.
As I put a decent investment into this project thinking it would take off. What was your initial investment?
Oh, brother. Well, to build the project, that cost about 6 to 10 BNBs. And then since it's been running over the last week, between audits and coin listings and development, I would say somewhere just shy of $100,000 so far.
Decent investment. Oh, we just wait and we will see what will happen.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Like I wouldn't put that much money into a project, and that's not even the damn token. That's just putting into the project so that it goes somewhere. Like it's I'm pretty heavily invested in this. Yeah. So $10 million market cap is cute. It's nice, but overall, I want this thing to go to 500. Like I paid attention. I do a decent amount of research into like NFT art, Air NFT, and all the other a little more vulgar NFT marketplaces that are out there. And I find a normal theme that it's fairly difficult for projects actually to launch NFT marketplaces that utilize only their token. It's just more expensive. Or they go the route of actually doing this on Ethereum. Or if they do go on BSC, they use only BNB. So like go check out Cummies, their marketplace. Their marketplace only uses Warp BNB. Think about what the price of that project would be like if they would have made it so that you can only purchase their NFTs using the Rocket token. It probably would have been a lot damn higher. And so I think, from at least my view, that if the marketplace is anything close, in size to Air NFT, Rocket, and you have to use the token to acquire the NFT just to actually get it. To answer your question, I think in the near future the damn price is going to go up, because the marketplace is going to become active, and usually I don't want to guarantee anything, of course, but if it's required to you get the token to get the NFT that's being created by the content creator, then the people are going to buy it. That's just how it's going to work.
I hope so. I lost so much money so far.
Well, you've been lost until you sold. That's the thing. You still have the same amount of tokens that you had when you bought.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
You have the same tokens. You haven't lost.
Well, actually, technically, I'm wrong.
Oh,
you
you
have more
actually got more,
tokens.
dude, because
Yeah, I'm wrong. You have more tokens because of the reflection. Sorry about that. Tokenomics.
Can you repeat that?
The tokenomics on this project gives you 5% reflections to all wallet holders. So basically, if you just hold the token and don't move, it's kind of like it's automatic reflections that go back to your wallet. So you have
Where's my
more
tokens?
tokens than what you bought.
Where my I get more tokens. Where? Can you repeat that?
If you bought tokens and you haven't moved them in the last several days, because the way the tokenomics works, every time someone purchases a token, sells a token, moves a token, there is a 10% tax on that. Out of that 10%, 5% of it goes to LP, the liquidity on Pancake Swap, so people are capable of buying and selling it. And then the other 5% is redistributed to all the wallet holders. You have a wallet, you have tokens, one of those holders is you. You're getting tokens every single time someone moves, sells, or buys Taste.
So I should have tokens.
You should have tokens, yeah. You're going to have more than what you paid for. Yeah, you have more tokens.
Okay, how do I check that now?
You just go to your MetaMask or Trust Wallet, and it's not going to show you exactly, it's not going to show you additional, the number will just go up. So a good thing to do, to keep an eye on it, go to your wallet, look at your account, and take a screenshot. And then tomorrow, see how much that's changed.
Okay, I have in my wallet, it's not telling me how the price of what it is. I just have the token.
Are you in what wallet are you using?
Trust Wallet.
Trust Wallet, yeah. So until when Taste is listed on CMC, which Mikey has mentioned has been applied for, Trust Wallet pulls its data from CMC. So until that happens, there's not going to be an update on the actual Trust Wallet itself. MetaMask there is, but what you can do, it's a bit of a rudimentary way, is pretend that you're going to sell your tokens on Pancake Swap, and you can see how many tokens you actually have. You can do, but don't actually sell them. You do like a pretend sell, and you'll see the amount you have if it's not showing the amount. Does that make sense, Alex?
Hello. You dropped out. Sorry. Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
But maybe just send me a DM and
Hello?
I'll chat to you about that in a DM better.
Okay,
I'll help
thank
you
you
in
now.
it.
Thank
I'll
you.
give you a call in the DM. Send me a message and I'll call you in a little bit. Okay.
Okay, thanks, man. Appreciate that. That's
You're
good.
right, mate. No problem.
Thanks, Devoid.
So just carrying on from that. So basically, whenever someone sells the coin, think of it as an airdrop. You get free coins. So when someone goes onto Pancake Swap and does a sell or does a buy, you will get free coins. So if you take a screenshot and then check the amount of coins, the total amount of Taste coins is always going up. The percentage is slowly moving up. So you will gather more coins. It's almost like staking in a way. If you're staking your coin, by holding it in your wallet, you get free coins. And that's all part of the tokenomics. When a big whale sells, you will notice that your wallet actually jumps up quite a lot because a percentage of that goes straight into your wallet. It's the same as a big whale buying. A percentage of that goes into your wallet. So it's all relative.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how it works, actually. I know some people have actually been messaging me a little bit too, and this is outside of what people have been talking about. And this is in regards to what happened to Borg Finance and Pancake Bunny. I guess with the Flash, the Flash loans that happened, I believe they were kind of in a sticky situation because the token wasn't renounced. And just being open to tell you guys all know, you can look at the audit, report on the site. The contract of this one is not renounced, but I know that several devs kind of promote that, saying that the contract is renounced, liquidity is locked, because they usually hide behind their identity, like not having their identity out there. But yeah, transparency. Yeah, the contract's not renounced, but I don't know why the hell I'd touch anything because let's go back. I've talked to several exchanges that they need little tweaks to be made to be listed. So when you renounce the contract, that stuff can't happen unless you fork over again, which is a whole different other process. So it's something that people might come into the chat and they might spread FUD saying that, oh my God, the contract's not renounced. It's going to be a rug pull. I'm like, just relax. All right. Everything's fine. The liquidity is locked. Yes, it's not renounced, but it's only because, some of the listings that we're going to get in the future might need little things changed. Like I've actually talked to a few folks and got different opinions on like if I should do it and then when. And I'm thinking maybe after we get on a tier 2 or tier 1 exchange, I don't see any reason why we would need not to, unless you guys give me your honest opinion. And it's not hard to do. You just log into Web3 and it's a little option underneath, write contract, and you type it in. But I just want to make sure we have everything we need done, because to be honest with you guys, some of you guys were involved. Some of you guys were involved in the pre-sale, and during the pre-sale, there was one little damn thing that happened that caused that 2 to 3 minute delay. So essentially, I was trying it about 5 minutes early just to make sure everything was fine with actually, doing the call so that it would launch on the Pancake. But when I was getting ready to start that launch, I noticed I was getting an error message on my MetaMask that wouldn't let me proceed. And so I'm trying this for a good 2-3 minutes, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't even launch this token because there's some error here. I'm thinking okay, maybe it's because I locked the damn remaining marketing wallet before the launch, or maybe it's because I ended up burning too many tokens. I don't know why it's doing this, but luckily someone reached out, the community, and said, hey, I know what's happening, and I already reached out at this point at Dexcel, which is unfortunately not fast to responding to anything that's happening. And you're like, oh, all you need to do is tweak this little thing in your contract. It's just like a 0 to a 1, and it'd go through MetaMask. But if I would have renounced the contract before that would have happened, there would have been no release of the tokens. So it's stuff like that that scares me that it's going to happen with an exchange. Like if we basically get ready to list it on Bitmart, and they're like, oh, we want to list you guys, but there's this little change that you need to apply. And if you can't do that, you can't get listed. Or KuCoin. I think KuCoin would be a really good exchange to get listed on. That'd be a cool tier 1 exchange to list it on. But they're like, oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z. You know, you can't get listed. And I've heard several AMAs from like SafeMoon that they've mentioned they've had to make changes to get listed on these exchanges. And essentially they're saying that they're not renounced and they need to keep that the same way, that way, because these exchanges have different requirements. So I just want to be open about that. If anyone comes in and says that that's an issue, then that's where I stand on that. And unless, you know, we get to a point where, you know, not just me, but the community can see there's no reason at all in the world why it shouldn't happen, then I'll just leave it be, you know. Like, I guess maybe, if, you know, Nadina and my faces weren't everywhere, and we felt like, you know, the community needed more security, and we weren't looking towards getting on additional exchanges or platforms, and yeah, why the hell not? Just renounce it, and then if there is a issue with getting listed somewhere, you know, why does it matter? You know, it's renounced. So anyway, I hope that just points out some of the questions I've been getting about that, and why that hasn't like happened yet. And just anyone too, launch their own token. Yeah, anyone that launches their own token, yeah, just if you do that, don't renounce until, I mean, if you be open to your community, but just don't renounce until after you go for that button that you got to press to end call finalize. Yeah, call finalize the pre-sale, because if you do that, then it's going to be bad news. Just if anyone ever thinks about launching their own token in the future, just a little heads up on that.
I think KuCoin is a good exchange. I also think Gate.io is a really good exchange, personally.
Gate.io, it's funny. Gate.io is free, and once they finally get back, KuCoin, I actually got quoted $120,000 to get on KuCoin, but they also require at least 80,000 addresses. So I'm a little more. I think we should get the wallet addresses up first, and then worry about the money, because I think by the time we get the wallet addresses up, I think the market should turn around significantly enough, and that'd be a big marketing thing to get on KuCoin.
I actually think that Gate.io is an awesome exchange. I've been using that for a long time.
I love Gate.io. It's good.
I used Bitmart for the first time, and Elongate got listed on there.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it was a nightmare. I'll have to be honest here. I personally don't think that it's a good exchange, because when you put money in there, I don't know if you've used it, Mikey, but you put tokens in, and you can go in there and put them in and sell them, but you can't get any money out until you KYC. And I've never experienced that with any exchange before.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's kind of weird, actually. Shit.
It's very,
KuCoin doesn't require that.
No exchange requires that except for Bitmart. So honestly, I know that you're saying about Bitmart, but I think you should concentrate your efforts on Gate.io,
KuCoin,
or another exchange. Honestly, I'm trapped over there with Elongate, and I watched them They listed their token on there, and it actually wasn't positive for the coin at all. People were complaining because they deposited money in, losing token tax. Yes, it was trading for higher on there, but it was almost like a bit of a honey trap in a way, because you went in and then you can't get your money out unless you do KYC. And they don't tell you that before you sign up either.
Yeah.
So no, but I think Gate.io is a good exchange. It's an exchange that that's really trusted and well respected. They've got good security as well. Yeah, I reckon I kind of consider that nearly a top tier exchange, to be honest. Better than Bitmart.
Yeah, I think maybe pushing for a KuCoin to be ideal more. They do charge a lot more, but
yeah,
maybe it's worth it. Because if we get it on KuCoin, there probably might be a decent spike. Actually, it's just like 120 Gs actually, plus the 80,000 users. I guess I guess we got to get the users up, and if the community can like seriously help with that, that'd be big. Like it doesn't like I was saying things like, oh, it has to be $1. You can create. If you guys go out there, you can buy like what 20 cents, 30. I don't know what the minimum BNB requirement is on a transaction, but that could be like 25 cents, and you can get a wallet. You get another wallet address. Like give a friend a quarter. That actually might be kind of difficult to do, but it's some tiny amount. You can get another wallet. But
You
like
can do
anyway,
a tiny amount. Yeah, you can.
yeah, anyway, we can get up to that 80 damn K requirement to get at least that off the list will be great. And I'm trying with the airdrops to like get more people out there, but that's that takes time to do. And then I'm using an airdrop utility, and I got to be like cognizant of like how often it does, because it does charge a few, like not like a BNB, but it charges like half a BNB every time it does like I think 200 dropped out there. So the easiest, fastest way to do it is the community talking to their friends and giving them a couple quarters and saying, check out this, put a few bucks in it, something like that. And yeah, I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, but what you're saying back again about KuCoin, I definitely would concentrate on just my personal opinion would be if you were going to skip Bitmart and go straight to KuCoin and Gate.io, KuCoin would give a big spike in the price too. It's a pretty good exchange.
Yeah, KuCoin. I'm wondering actually. Well, I guess we'll see what happens in the market, because that would be a cool thing to actually have KuCoin at the same time that the market actually goes live. But it'll probably, just looking at how much they want, it'll probably be after the fact. I'm thinking so.
And how much does Bitmart want?
They want 60.
Oh man, I would choose. I'd still just wait. If once the market recovers, which I think it will, definitely.
Oh man, they're so expensive, man. Like
sure.
L Bank wanted what was it, 30, 35? Yeah, L Bank wanted 35. Coinsbit was 10. Let's see. Whitebit wants I think 15. Gate.io is free, but they have a longer time period to wait. This just takes time we got their application in. We're just waiting for them to approve it, but they're supposedly free to list. It just takes time for them to go through all the applications to get listed. Yeah, KuCoin's 120,000 plus their users. Bittrex is 100,000. But they didn't mention anything about users, and it's just But yeah, usually exchanges between $50 or $100,000. It seems insane how much it is to get listed there. But then you see once they get on there, if it does create decent hype in marketing, it's a big marketing thing too to get on those exchanges. That it does grow the community.
Bitmart, as someone who's used it a bit, is crap. The app crashes constantly. Like transfer times are terrible. It's not great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then maybe I'll do a poll. Should we press towards, either way, we need to get those damn users up. But I'm going to say, should we push towards Bitmart or save up and go towards KuCoin?
I'd say the one advantage of Bitmart is, SafeMoon sort of paved the way with it. So I feel like a lot of people would have wallets there just from Bitmart, just from SafeMoon.
That's actually how I heard about Bitmart, was because of SafeMoon. I didn't even know about it until Whitebit and Bitmart. I didn't know about it until I was using SafeMoon.
Yeah, absolutely the same.
Any other questions for Mikey while you're here, guys? Now's the time. Doesn't look like anyone has any questions, Mikey.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get some dinner, guys. But yeah, feel free to message. Again, I'm sorry if it's something you guys send and it might be a few hours to a day before I reply. But if you do message in the chat, please definitely like tag my name too. That gets my attention more. But yeah, great talking to you guys. I know it's really difficult right now in this current climate, but in my opinion, this is not going to last too long. But yeah, I'll be online, and please, again, help out with the Twitter post stuff, the marketing stuff, with retweeting and sharing things, and yeah.
I've got one other thing to add as
I
well,
think they're
mate.
gonna be okay.
Actually, I've got one thing to add before you go.
Yeah.
I've been studying like a couple of coins that did successfully launch their NFT marketplace, and there's one called Triple X Nifty, and their marketplace isn't that good, to be honest. But on a positive note, when they did launch their marketplace, their price did go quite low at one point, but once the marketplace launched, the price was high. Just going to point out that, you know, even though it's low now, it's not forever. That's the thing. So you can go have a look at the chart of that, and you'll see it's pretty obvious when they launched. They actually had a CMC listing, and they launched their marketplace, and it shot up like crazy, you know, 20 times or something like that. So
Yeah, I'm looking
yeah,
at it. Yeah, they're at
yeah,
6.4 right now, but they went up high when it happened. Yeah.
oh yeah, very high. But anyway, just a sort of a point to make that it's nothing, as long as you're holding coins and you're waiting and the team is working, nothing's permanent. So just remember that.
Yeah, because when it launches, that's a lot of advertisement, a lot of new money comes in. Content creators are dumping content in to try to sell stuff. Yeah, this one looks like it went up 20, 30 times when it launched it. Yeah.
Yeah, it did a massive. When the marketplace went live, it went quite big. So
Cool. All right, Devoid, everyone. I'm going to take
cool.
off. But yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by and listening to us chat. I'll talk to you guys later.